Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Players Pool and Snooker Lounge just outside Stoke-on-Trent. It's the third event of the 2018 Supreme Series. It's the Supreme Masters, and we've got finally to the semi-final stage after 128 players started out Friday morning. And what a match this is. Mick Hill, reigning and 5 times world champion, against Marc Farnsworth, long-time professional number one on the IPA circuit. This is really lives up to the billing of when two worlds collide, and there's a lot of excitement on social media and around the arena for this match. My name's Michael Day. We're bringing you the coverage courtesy of Beard Productions, and for a match of such magnitude, I'm delighted to have somebody. I'm in very capable hands. I'm being joined by the former IPA world champion Gareth Hibbert. Hello, Gareth. Thanks for popping in.
Evening, Michael. Yeah, nice to be here. This should be a great match. I'm looking forward to this.
There was a real buzz when Mark managed to beat Craig Marsh in the deciding frame in the quarterfinals about 20 minutes ago. And just watched Mark break off. I think they actually changed the actual schedule and who's going to be in the main arena, because obviously there is not necessarily history between these two, but it's a match that sort of everybody wants to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think Mick and Mark have played that many times in the past, but there is a little bit of history with talks of money matches and stuff, and a little bit of banter that's gone on in pool over the years. So I think they've sort of missed each other really in the main on tournament play, but I think there has been a lot of talk of them playing for money a few times. So it is, I wouldn't call it a grudge match, but it is along those lines a little bit. So yeah, it should be great.
And like you were saying, in sort of tournament play, I'm not sure how many times that they have met, because obviously their paths do not cross. No. Because obviously they play different tours, they play different tournaments. We know Mick's probably not as committed to English 8 ball as what he probably once was, whereas Mark is. But that's why there's so much sort of excitement over this match.
Yeah, it's definitely the game people want to see. Mark's gone dry there, so Mick's got the first chance of the match.
Yeah. Just remind everybody that this event is being played to black ball rules. This match is going to be the first to 11, so best of 21. The other semi-final in the competition is being played. That's being played on one of our other stream tables. That's between Phil Harrison and Max Nosco. So we've got 3 of the Planet English 8 balls real big hitters in Hill, Farnsworth and Harrison, and obviously Max. That's no disrespect to Max Nosco, but Max Nosco has done amazing.
The competition. Max is probably more known as a money player. His tournament record is not that great, I wouldn't have thought, but he's played superb this weekend to beat. I think in his last match he beat Jack Whelan 11-1, and that is some result to beat Jack.
Yeah, he put on a clinic against Jack. Yeah, and I think perhaps with Max, people assuming him being like a money match player, but he's won tournaments before. I think he won a tournament up at Savannah Club as well, and but like you say, we sort of associate more as a money match sort of player.
Yeah, in the history of the game, you've got three of the best players around that have ever played the game, really, and then Max is just he's a quality player, obviously, but he's more known for his money play. So he's getting some great results this weekend, and hopefully he'll carry on and give Phil a good game. But to be fair, Phil's draw has been unbelievably difficult for him to be in the last 4 of this tournament. The draw he's had has been. Yeah. He lost his very first match, I think, on.
To Darryl Whitworth. Yeah. I was sort of alluding to that in commentary before, that he lost his opening game, so he's pushed onto the loser's side and had to win 6 matches, a bit like yourself.
Yeah.
And just wait for Mick to play this. The route of players, he had to beat Rhoda McCarthy, Darren Appleton, Chris Mellin, Clint Jansen, just to get back into
the. Unbelievable.
Into the
that'd be a good tournament win to beat those 4 players, and he's just beat Neil Raybone and Drew Hughes as well. When he's finally got back into the winner's side, to beat those 4 players to get back even into the tournament. Darren Appleton, Chris Mellin, Rhoda McCarthy, and Clint Jansen. It's unbelievable that you've got to beat those 4 players to get to the last 16.
Just to qualify. Yeah.
If to be fair, if Phil wins this tournament, it'd probably be one of the best wins in the history of pool. I would have thought.
That's what I said on the stream earlier on. It certainly would be.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this yellow just behind the black goes. If it doesn't, it probably goes to the middle. So he's got a bit of work to do here, actually, Mick. Maybe just drop this in and take the yellow to middle and screw out and leave a longer yellow for his next shot.
Yeah. I think he's.
Yeah, he'll probably just play this dead weight and screw the yellow in just behind the black into the left-hand middle and just leave a long yellow for his last shot. And then it's just threading the white through the reds to leave a shot on the black. He's got into that slightly more than he would have liked, I think. I think he could have sort of rolled that in and left a better angle, really.
Yeah.
It's quite a reactive table, and he screwed it. Still can bring the white round, should be okay.
He's going to clear the red, yeah. It's nicely done.
This is now how he chooses. He can just top it off the bottom cushion and leave a trickier black, or he can stun it round and bring the reds into play and leave an easy black. But I think he'll keep the reds out of the game. He's brought the reds into play, but yeah, he's played it lovely.
That's nice.
The gap was big enough that he knew what he was doing there. Yeah.
Safely down, and Mick Hill polishes up the remaining balls, and he takes the opening frame.
Yeah.
I think Mick's very good at sort of perhaps playing his chances down and sort of pretending, oh, I'm not really.
Yeah, he's
there's
not
no
practicing. He doesn't play the game. Yeah.
But I think sort of deep down a match like this, I think you'll be real sort of pumped up.
Yeah, he loves being on the main table. When Mick's on the outer tables, and he could lose games, but when he's on the main table and he's got a few people watching, that's when he's really on his full game and he's up for it. And he takes some beating. I think Marc's done a dry break there, and for Marc to be winning this match, he needs to be putting off most of his breaks, really.
Yeah. Well, we saw at the last event where Mick lost to Phil in the semis. Mick's break was just completely deserted him. You couldn't buy a ball off the break, and Phil was capitalising on that, and he was potting off the break himself. So it was a bit of a double whammy. In the end, he beat Mick fairly comfortably. So we see on the left-hand side there some of the people that he's beat. Mick did come through the winners section, so he has played slightly fewer games than other people.
I think the Craig Lakin game he was 8-3 up in that game, and it went 8-all.
8-all,
and I think the 9-8 game Craig probably should have won, so 9-all would have been game on then, really.
Yeah.
But that's probably his closest one he's had. But apart from that, he's been pretty comfortable, really. Mick's turn to go dry.
Yeah, so he's returned the compliment.
Yeah. A little bit messy around the triangle area. So Marc's got to decide which route to go by.
Yeah.
It's pretty even, really, between reds and yellows in this frame. It's just how you get the split.
So Viv Roscoe is the official for this match. You've got to work out here, trying to remove the rack.
Yeah, there's a bit of a mess going on around that triangle. I think yellows are probably the balls, really. It's just getting the split around the around where a hand is there, around the black and yellows.
Yeah. And I think we saw earlier. I think you were playing at the same time, Gareth, but Marc played Tom Cousins, and again that was a game with a similar sort of storyline. Whereas a few things have been said on social media, it could be a match winning, whatever, but you could see that Marc, there was a couple of frames where he sort of stayed down once he putted the win in black, so he was trying to sort of make a statement. He'll be up for this as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah. This is a big match. There's a lot of money at stake. There's a lot of pride at stake.
Yeah.
And this is a massive match for both players. A lot of Mick's fans, and Mick might say, "Oh, he doesn't really play English pool anymore," but this is massive.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I think it's £13,000 for the winner today.
Yes,
And
it is. Yeah.
There's no way. I know a lot of people. I don't know if the viewers know, but a lot of people do splits in English pool. There won't be any splits in this match. I can promise you that. Yeah. It's definitely not happening.
Yep, so expertly done.
A little round of applause there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got to sort this little problem out around the black. I think there's more issues with red, so I think he'll be going yellows.
Yeah.
I think he'll just... He could possibly just roll the... He could play the one in the middle and go into him, but it could knock his yellow safe near this red in the corner. So
Sure.
I think he might maybe just roll that in and then split him off the next shot into the left middle. Could come off the bottom cushion if he could. That'd be nice. Yeah.
That's what he's done.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's...
Still a little tied up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the better way to go into them, wasn't it? Off the bottom cushion.
It wasn't
Less
knocking one of
danger.
his balls towards Mick's red on this right hand pocket. Probably goes to the middle. I think all his balls go now, but it's just getting on the...
Yeah, I think it does go, but he just needs to be a bit precise.
Yeah. I'm not sure the black goes now. If the black might be tight on that red, it might only go in one pocket. I mean, he could play the yellow next to the black now into the middle. Cut it in, open everything up if he gets it. The frame's on.
Yeah, that's a shot.
It's missable, but it would probably win in the frame if he got it.
Yeah, but it's passport to 1-1.
So yeah, he's going to cut this one in and try and come back for the yellow into the same pocket next shot. I think he's overcut
that wide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tried to play it with left hand side, and that's just thrown the white off a little bit. Made him miss the pot.
Yeah, concentrating so hard on obviously getting ideal position on that yellow next to the back might have been a factor as well. Just while Mick's thinking about that, we'll just remind everybody that we are streaming on a number of platforms throughout this weekend. Obviously, we're on Facebook. We're on the Beard Productions page, the Players Pool event group. We're also on YouTube, so if you want to go over to YouTube and search Beard Productions, the other semi-final between Max Nosko and Phil Harrison, if you want to watch that match, you can do. And we're also on Twitter as well.
That's not gone too well for Mick, that shot he had.
No.
It's possibly the worst position he could have landed in. If he can't put the long one that's nearly on the boat line there, I don't think he's got a shot. He's tried to split the... Oh, he can just about get that one, I think.
Yeah, just get through to
Yeah, he was trying to split the three balls, the black, yellow and red, to give himself a finish, because he's got three tough reds, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of hard work here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not quite got into that. He was trying to screw behind that to leave that in the middle corner, the red that he's closest to, and he's not really on a ball now. He's got maybe a long plant, or he could cut the red on the left hand cushion up to try and cover the pocket, but the red he's closest to is a real problem ball.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And he was trying to screw behind that to leave it in the left hand middle, and he's not on it, and he's really struggling now. Might have to play the plant. If he doesn't get it, Mark's yellows are just there waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh.
Oh, he's got a bit fortunate maybe. Has he covered that? No, I think Mark's yellow still goes.
I think that squeezes past, doesn't it? Yeah, it was sort of building up there, wasn't it, for Mick? It was sort of building up to a miss. You felt.
It was a tough shot.
I'd say that would. There's access
definitely
there
goes,
to go in.
It's just whether his yellow by the black goes to the middle.
Yeah, that's still the piece of the puzzle we're not quite sure about.
If that goes to the middle and the black goes to the opposite middle, I fancy him to get these.
Yeah.
Does look quite tight with the red, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful with it.
Yeah, it's one of those that you have to. It does go, but you've got to be very, very precise.
Because he needs the angle that he can screw off it, and he's going to hope that the black goes in the other middle pocket. Yeah, these when. Could possibly take the one in the left-hand corner now, but these shots, when they're so near into the pocket, can be tricky to judge.
Yeah, there's especially if you hit the jaw, it just throw it off at a funny angle.
I mean, he might take the one if he can get past his red that's sort of near the blue spot and just roll it in, and then no, I don't think he can quite get that, because he could have left the black does go into the bottom corner once the yellow's out of the way. But I think he's going to take the one now that he's straight on, that you can see through the camera angle there. Roll through a touch to leave the yellow in the opposite middle, and then leave his top corner left yellow. Screw back down for the black into this bottom right hand corner pocket.
Does it look as if he might be bumping into the black there? It looks like he's the wrong side of straight, doesn't it?
He'd like that white to be sort of an inch to the left, really, so he wasn't touching the black. He could possibly clip the black and knock it a little bit safer than he wanted to.
Yeah.
Got to be careful here now. All he needs is the slightest flick and it might not go.
Has he passed the red? Let's have a look.
Might need a bit of swerve on this. That's
and as you say, because it's so far into the pocket.
Yeah.
It's likely to stay there, so he's probably going to have a long black if he does.
Like you said, Mike, it was the shot before. If he just ran out, he ran slightly further than he wanted to, and
he wanted to be straight or just the other side of straight.
It's just made it slightly tricky. And even if he gets the swerve now, the black could be missable.
Yeah, well, the white's not going to be coming far out. You would think. You think the white's going to be possibly staying around that area. Might even go in off after it's at full.
It's one of those you could sort of wedge.
Yeah, you couldn't really get it out any further than that.
No.
So this is a test for Marc Farnsworth.
It's a massive shot. So early in the match, it's a massive shot. Yeah. He's a great curious, but he wouldn't have wanted this three shots ago.
No. I think.
And he's in off as well, so Mick can just bring the black off the cushion.
That's insult to injury, that is, isn't it?
There's such a temptation with those shots to put a bit of right hand side on it, and it's because he's hit it quite hard. The right hand side has pushed in, made him miss the putt. It's hard to play those shots playing ball with just the stun. You're always tempted to put the right hand side on, and that's why he's missed the ball.
So. So glorious chance for Mick then. He's
I think this is 2-0, but Mark is good at putting things out of his mind. He'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
He obviously thinks he should be 1-1, but it's first to 11. It's a long match, and Mark he's very, very, very dogged on the way he plays. He just doesn't give anything away, and he'll think at 2-0 that's Mick's still got to win 9 frames, he'll put that out of his mind straight away. Sort of playing this as a shot to nothing, Mick. He knows if he misses it, he'll get the snooker and he'll get on his bottom ball next shot. And Mick was been when I spoke to him a couple of days ago, he's been struggling with a bit of a neck injury, but
he said that after his opening game, that he said that he was sort of even 50-50 whether he's even going to be here.
I think he's glad he's been here now.
Well, I mean, if he is to win the event, he might need a bit of help lifting that trophy. So yeah, he's sort of serenely gone about these balls.
Yeah, there's never any. As soon as Marc went off and Mick could get the black into play, that was game over really.
Yep. So converts the black, and Mick Hill goes 2-0 up on the our other semi-final, which is being played on table 11. Like I say, that's being streamed as well on the Beer Production YouTube channel. Phil Harrison's taken a 2-1 lead over Max Nosko.
Max has had a great tournament. He's beat some class players this weekend, and in these quarter-finals, he just beat Jack Wheel 11-1.
That's an incredible result.
Unbelievable result. Yeah, I don't know after 5-0, but I know from 5-0 Jack had just had 2 breaks.
That's incredible, yeah.
Max had 5 dishes to go 5-0, and after that I don't think Jack had too many chances really.
There's the trophy, a couple of the Irish boys in the background there. I know Ronan's a big friend of Mark's.
He is a big friend of mine. And to be fair, he was friendly with Mick back in the day, but I'm not sure how friendly they are these days. But he looks a bit hungover there. I think he went out quite early yesterday and had a couple of drinks.
The weekend,
yeah. Spends a lot of time in England. He must have more.
Yeah.
I think he's on a flight every other day, I think.
Yeah. So then Mark will be he'll be keen to put what happened in the last frame out of his mind and find a ball off the break here.
Yeah, he definitely needs a ball, yeah. Sounded good.
Yep, and he's made a ball.
Ooh. He's got an absolute nip on this yellow. That is very, very thin.
Very skinny, isn't it?
Yeah, if he gets it, he's still got one problem area with yellows, but I think that's all he's got, to be honest. It's very, very thin.
That's what we were saying. I've been mentioned with a few sort of colleagues in commentary about how the break in black ball can be brutal, because you could split them perfectly, you can pot 3 or 4 balls, but if you land on top of a ball near enough like that,
you've no control.
No control. So that's why I think obviously black ball rules does make the game more open, because you're kind of forced to take a ball on because you don't want to sacrifice any sort of control of the table.
You have to try and find the shot. That's worked out quite nicely for him actually, because he's got his yellow to the middle and he's got a big target to land to, and he's always going to be on the other yellow to middle. So if this goes wrong, he'd be a bit unlucky really.
Yeah.
You'd really fancy that he should be on a finish after this shot. His only possible issue is one of the yellows just going tight to a red.
Yeah. That might be okay.
Yeah, he's fine. I think both the yellows go into this bottom right pocket, so he can just drop the one in the middle, just run through 2-3 inches.
Oh, they both got, yeah,
yeah,
of course. And that's what we've been talking about as well on stream about that's the difference between the better players and the amateur players. When they play a cannon or bring something out, it's a controlled.
Yeah, it's
knowing
actual, where
it's
they
a
go.
science, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not trusting to luck. It's actually knowing where they're going to go.
Because quite a few, amateurs or intermediates might have gone into that with a lot more pace, thinking, "I'll separate
just
them."
hope they come out nice.
Yeah.
It was all sort of planned, really. Yeah. Yeah, he's just going to drop this in dead weight now. A little bit of drag, maybe. I think he'd like to be on the top one first, just to stun down. He can maybe play the top one and come across, or he can play the bottom one. Big frame, he needs to get one on the board here and make it 2-1. Yeah, he's going to have to play the top one with touch of stun and left-hand side just to come out. Doesn't want to be tight on the cushion, really.
No.
He's down quick, so he must be okay. Just roll it through and take the black in the left middle.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any dramas on this black. Nope, safely down, and Mark does get on the board. Possibly one frame later than what he would have liked, but
first break condition of the match, I think.
Yes, yeah.
I think there'll be a few more to come.
Yeah. One thing we were saying about the way Mark plays, and quite probably most of the top players, is that he has the same sort of like pre-shot routine. He'll play at the same pace, if they're over the bag or whatever. But
neither of these players will rush anything. They go about things. They take the time. They make sure everything's bang on, and it's all about the cue ball. I'd say actually with the tightness of the white ball, these are two of the best, probably 4 or 5 in the game ever.
Yeah, cue ball control.
Yeah, there might be better breakers out there. There might be better potters out there, but cue ball control, these are probably two of the best that's ever been, I would have thought.
That's no coincidence why they're so highly rated in the game, because we were saying about English pool, about what makes it different to other sort of cue ball disciplines, because we were playing on the small surface. We're quite often playing into precise areas, where perhaps in other cue sports you're playing in sort of general areas. Yeah. And
a millimetre can make a massive difference in this game, which other cue sports it doesn't really make that much difference. It's
so let's see.
You can be slightly the wrong angle on a ball, and it makes your whole finish completely different.
Yeah. Let's see if Mick can respond in kind to Mark's breaking dish.
White's dodgy.
Oh, he's made a ball.
Wasn't Mick's best break, but
no, he's still managed to find some gravity.
He's got yellows to the right hand middle as you look. 1 or 2 of those might go. Still leaves himself a couple of dodgy yellows on the right hand side cushion. A lot of Irish people in the crowd. I can't see anyone that's not Irish.
Yeah. Gary Clark and Dave McQuillan.
Yeah.
Declan Brennan.
10 seconds.
Didn't cue that the best, but he sort of had a semi-result really. He's left a tricky finish for Mark, because the 2 yellows have gone tight, and he's left him on the cushion, where he can only really take the ball over the pocket first, I think, by first look.
You can see when Mick moved his neck then, it was a little bit sort of gingerly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can see that's obviously still affecting him. He did mention that he's taking sort of like painkillers sort of regularly, but it does sort of make him drowsy as well, so that's sort of the...
Yeah, he was trying to pot both balls there. That was his plan with that shot, pot the red and the yellow and then go reds. So the reds would have been quite comfortable, but now he's got a real tricky red. it's not great for a skill shot because he's knocked the yellow into a position where it's not really over the pocket. And
Yeah.
the skill shot isn't really on. I wonder if that red he's closest to now just goes in this corner pocket and he can have a little. He's looking at it now.
Yeah.
In or out, even if it's over the pocket, it's not disastrous. And it gets his bad ball out of the way. It looks pretty tight, but I think it might be worth taking it. It's going to be so difficult to get back down there now. Yeah, so he's got a real problem with this top left-hand red because the skill shot's not really on because of the position of the yellow.
It's too far to the right of the joint. Yeah.
The other yellow near the line is in the way of the shot of developing it, really.
Yeah, of breaking
so
it up. His options are limited.
That's what he's looking at, I think. He'd maybe just miss it and cannon the red, miss the yellow and cannon the red away. That's a great shot.
Oh, that's a nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think he's slightly unlucky, really. It's come out a
He
bit
is,
too straight.
yeah.
And,
So he's going to have another problem down the line in a minute after
Yeah,
this shot. So
maybe a little safety here or pot one, and I don't think he'll chase too much, Mark. I don't really think the finish is on now. Slight more angle than we thought, so maybe
Yeah,
you can just punch it out
yeah,
and maybe
bang it
play
out a bit.
just play a double or just get the red out. Yeah.
okay, so he's going to probably deploy a double here of some sort, and
Still, even if he gets the double, he's going to
Yeah.
He's going to tricky last shot.
he's running uphill for this
Yeah,
case, isn't he?
He's going to have to play this pretty slow and leave a cut.
Even then, he's got to get to the right side of the black and
Yeah.
access the black. So
Chasing a little bit.
yeah,
Probably easier to hold the white with the treble, but whether he's brave
Yeah.
enough to play the treble, I
that's
don't
a
know.
good. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's whether I'm not sure about Mark's got his own club, and we play a lot of events now on the blue cloth, and the doubles do play a lot different now than
Yeah,
these green cloths.
I've noticed that. Okay, so he's just made it, but it's far from ideal.
Yeah, he's definitely not on that. All he's got is he's got a horrible cut to the left-hand corner. I think maybe the treble was a shot there just to hold it and give him a better shot. This is horrible. This because even if he cuts it, you're going to sort of check it, and he'll be struggling to stay on the black, really.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's a great putt. I didn't see what the white did, really. I don't know how close it was going off. It was a great putt.
Yeah, I was watching the red. I think it sort of wobbled in the jaws and then come up and then come up with the cushion and hit the yellow out.
I don't think he's got a double.
Yeah, I don't think he can hit enough of the black to double it.
Maybe got a cut cross double. Maybe cut it to the bottom left corner as we look.
This would be some clearance if.
It doesn't look like he's hitting it that thin from that angle.
So maybe, yeah, he could
he
get
has
to the
got the
double. What a
double.
finish this is!
Oh,
What a finish from Marc Farnsworth. Well, how many times was he in trouble there, Gareth? I mean, goodness me.
to be fair, that's not what Mark's known for either. He's known for his positional, his precision with his cue ball, and that was more one of my finishes.
Wow, that's. We're just going through a few of the shots here. So he that was a good shot, but like you say, he was unlucky really not to have landed on better position that red. And then he managed to bang that red out. He potted that and played the double then at that point, didn't he? Then he potted a thin red, and he's doubled the black. So
Yeah, it's a massive
sensational
finish. Massive finish.
a massive finish
Like
for
I say,
a massive match.
From the angle we looked at it at, Mike, it didn't look like that double was on.
No, it didn't, and but he was just able to hit enough of the black where he needed to, and
Yeah.
well, that's surely there was a few times Mick thought he was going to be returning to the table then, and Mick would have, I mean, not necessarily would have cleared up there and then, but I'm sure he would have extracted a foul or something.
Yeah,
and then
he'd definitely
laid it on
been
the line.
favourite for the frame.
So Marc Farnsworth with that fantastic finish levels it up at 2-all. On the other table, our other semi-final match, Max Nosko has taken a 3-2 lead over Phil Harrison, so the dream continues for Max Nosko and his fans.
Doing it for the Southwest, for you Southwest boys.
Yeah, he's representing the Southwest.
Well, you've had a good turnout this weekend, and most of your boys did quite well, didn't they? I mean,
yeah, Greg, Mike and Darren all won their opening 2 games.
Yeah, that sort of sounded dry as soon as he hit it.
Yeah, look at the reds here.
Yeah, that's the horrible thing about this game. Mark's pulled out a finish from nowhere, and now suddenly he's gone dry, and Mick's got a finish that you really can't miss, and it's just such a frustrating game. We've all been on both sides of it.
The highs and lows immediately,
isn't
it?
It's such a frustrating game when you pull out a worldy finish and then you dry break and just leave. Mick's not going to miss these.
No.
It's that's Paul, and that's what we're all get used to. But it is horrible.
Yeah, very quickly he's gone from a very high
Yeah.
to all of a sudden the disappointment of not making a ball for the break.
When you dry break, you just want maybe one little area where they've got a little bit to do, but there's just nothing to do.
And with the conditions we're playing on, and obviously the Supreme Rack, the balls are generally exploding. So if you're not making a ball for the break, well, you're better. Else you're sort of passing the table over to your opponent. And as you see here, that this maybe perhaps was the only sort of semi-tricky red Mick had. He's got on it pretty quickly. Yeah, it's down, and now it's should be plain sailing really.
Probably touch straighter than he would have liked. I think he'd like to get on the 2 reds that are near the line next. Probably still can pinch the pocket and just come past that yellow. Just take one of those into the left-hand bottom corner. Sometimes when they're quite easy, you got to be careful about not taking it too much for granted.
Complacency coming into the equation. Has he got past the yellow? Ooh.
He pinched the pocket, made the angle, but I'm not sure he's got into it enough. He might be able to get the bottom one.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he's just on the bottom one. Yeah.
So that's fine for Mick.
Yeah, Mark's face there, he'll be thinking he's just had to pull out 3 or 4 class worldy shots to win his frame, and suddenly he's dry broken. Mick's got a finish that his granny could knock in, and he's like...
Yeah, so this elementary black for Mick Hill to re-establish a lead. And it's there, so he goes 3-2 up. Over on table 11, Max Nosko's actually extended his lead. He's now 4-2 up on Phil, so obviously Phil won't be worried at this stage. But
it's a long way to go. I think Phil was 2 or 3-0 down in his last match and won 11-6-ish.
Yeah.
But Max is doing great this tournament.
Yeah.
It's probably one of his best tournaments he's ever had, I would have thought, because he's known as a great money player. But to be in the last 4 of this tournament with the standard of players is unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's just come off an 11-1 win against Jack Whelan. That's unreal
he's
result.
Buzzing.
Yeah.
I think he said about I think he's got his daughter with him this weekend.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
So he's not been drinking or socialising that much.
Mm.
So perhaps she is his sort of lucky mascot. Maybe he needs to do that for
everyone else should do the same thing.
So I say we're on a number of sort of platforms for this event. let's say if you've got a question or an observation, please leave us a comment in one of the chat boxes. Just a run up of the sort of money we're playing for. We're playing for some real serious stakes. When you consider our sport of English 8 ball, the winner tonight's going to take home £13,000, which is the largest amount of the year. The losers of these semi-finals are already guaranteed £2,000, and I think Max, because he's the best non-elite player, he's got an additional bonus to that as well.
Yeah.
Plus there is the additional Calcutta auction that's gone on, although the players might not necessarily be involved or invested themselves, but that's sort of like a side story to proceedings.
Yeah, it definitely brings a lot of extra interest. So it makes it a great break here. If his only sort of issue is this ball he's looking at now. If he can just nip this in with a touch of right hand side.
Yeah, just to turn it over.
Just to turn it into the pocket. The yellow near the red on the right cushion goes. This is, yeah, because he can just pinch the pocket slightly with right hand side. He's actually played that perfectly, his last shot. I think he's looking at that angle, he looks fine on that. The right hand side will just turn it over.
Yeah.
And I don't think everything else goes.
Yeah, you see him loading it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see the...
yeah, it was all about his first shot there, he's played it perfectly. Yeah, he's going to just stun this one in the middle that he's lying at, and the one near the red on the side cushion is going to be his last ball.
Yeah.
Just bounce this out sort of 10 inches, drop his yellow in.
Yeah. And you know, he would have known this at the start of his clearance, wouldn't he? The top players know.
It was all about the first shot, really. The two yellows were quite tight, and as long as he got the white in the perfect position, he could throw that in with a bit of side.
Yeah. So this black to double his advantage over Marc Farnsworth. Yep, so safely down, and Mick Hill goes 4-2 up. What we have noticed, or what I've noticed anyway, on the stream table this weekend is a lot of the players are using their 30-second extension immediately. You know, their first visit to the table each frame. You know, not necessarily because of the shot they're about to play, but just obviously work out.
Yeah.
You know, their route.
Yeah, you do. You sort of, whether it's potting off your own break or one of the opponent's dry break, you do try and work out your route. But sometimes it can work against you because you've used it, and then 4 or 5 shots down the line, it doesn't quite go to plan.
Yeah.
And then we've been playing in a Premier League that's 30-second shot clock, and that doesn't fly by. And like you say, if you waste your extension looking at the finish, and then a few shots down the line, you're not quite perfect.
Yeah, it's
the time does not fly by. And 45 seconds isn't too bad, but the 30 seconds seems to fly.
It's a bit more brutal.
Yeah.
So we're 4-2 on both tables.
Yeah, Mark needs a good break here.
Frame number 7, Marc Farnsworth to break, trailing 4 frames to 2. Time running.
Oh, straight in. That's there's no luck involved there. That's player.
It's a killer. Yeah, it's,
he knew it straight away, didn't he? Even before the.
He hit that completely wrong. The way Mark breaks, he needs to get that white coming straight, like most of us do. You want to get that white coming straight back down the middle of the table, and if it gets kicked in, you're like, you take your medicine, you think that's unfair, but
Yeah,
he's gone straight in there. Not a gimme finish though. He's left.
No, it's
There's
not.
a couple of little areas that need sorting out.
Which is more frustrating though for you, if you go in off directly yourself, or if you
Yeah.
you crunch him, have a brilliant break, and all of a sudden the ball kicks it up.
Yeah.
Which is more frustrating for you, because you've
Definitely. Like the black ball rules, especially, which I'm not sure how many of the viewers watch black ball rules, but the in off the break is massive in black
Yeah.
ball rules because you get a free shot. You can develop a ball with your first shot and then go for the clearance after. This is a sort of time where you need that bit of extra time. Mick's being rushed a little bit, and he's obviously, I think he's going to put the yellow in the middle and then go reds maybe. Oh, he's tried that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
He was trying quite a bit.
I could see
there,
what he was
wasn't
trying. It was a lot to ask, really, because he was leaving himself on his other bad red to plant it across.
Yeah, we had a good view of that from that angle,
Yeah.
to see what you.
It was quite a clever shot, but it's not come out quite how he wanted. I think the red by the line does go past. So if the red that he was trying to develop had come out nice, the finish was on. So you could see it was a clever shot, but it's not quite come out how he liked it. So he's changed his plan now. He's going yellows now. He was going reds originally. He's not. Oh,
That's
just
okay,
all right
yeah,
there. Yeah. That looked like he was going to go safe, but he's. You just got the cut to middle.
Yeah, we can clearly see from that angle that it flies in the middle.
Yeah, he could possibly take this one to the bottom corner and dead weight and maybe leave the yellow to the opposite middle. I'm not sure if that goes.
Yeah.
He might have to develop those. But if he can develop the shots on now. Yeah.
How's this gonna? Well,
Under hit it slightly. Yeah, he
it's made things worse if it.
He's apologising to Mark there. He's got slightly fortunate that he's still got the shot to the middle pocket.
Yeah.
Didn't really get into that like he wanted to. Still a bit of work to do though.
Yeah, there's
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's looking at that yellow close to the red. If that just goes into that right middle, which it looks like he does if he's perfect on it, the finish is there.
oh, big.
Touch short, maybe. Touch short. He'd like to have been a bit straighter.
It might still go.
Yeah, I think
but,
he might just be okay. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's just stood into the other yellow. Yeah. Oof,
Ooh.
that was a bit far, Joe.
Used all of it, didn't he?
Yeah, he's played it well. He's just going to screw this across now for the yellow that's at the top of the line into the right and bottom corner, and it'll be on the black.
Touch short, but he'll probably screw using the side cushion.
He'll be
there.
fine. Yeah, he's
Yeah, you can see
screw with the right hand side.
Here,
Black will be simple enough.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so Mark's not really had much of a go the last 2 or 3 frames.
No, and that's off the back of that fantastic clearance to
Yeah.
go 2-all. So that's how sort of brutal and this discipline can be.
Yeah.
Phil Harrison's won frame 7 over on our other stream table, the other semi-final, so he's only 4-3 down now.
Yeah, Mark will still be thinking there's a long way to go. He's yawning there. He's trying to keep himself awake, but he's got a good temperament. He'll be thinking as long as he gets his chances, he'll take them.
Do you not just talking about this tournament, but other tournaments as well? When you come to like the finals day, the final day of an event, quite often you're playing a lot of matches, in very quick succession. Do you do anything different? Do you just try to chill out between matches, or?
I think everyone's different, Michael. To be honest, it's everyone has their own way of doing things. The hour early starts. I mean, if you come in on the Sunday and you're starting at 9 o'clock, and you're gonna, if you're winning matches, you're gonna be playing till sort of 9 o'clock at night. You're sort of playing 12 hours pool solid. You just have to. Hopefully, if you do get a little break between matches, just refuel a little bit, eat some food, and have a little break. It doesn't always work that way.
No. So I think it's Mick's turn to be dry. He's got a good split, and
he didn't hit that great, really, to be fair. But the reds have come out, pretty nice, which is like sort of a return from what Mark did before. It wasn't Mick's best break. He didn't look like he really connected with that. And there's only real one sort of difficult red here. One sort of semi-difficult positional shot to get on the red that's on nearest to the right-hand side cushion.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit delicate with that, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he's played for the top red to the middle now to just try and nudge into the yellow. It's just above that red, but it's probably a bit straighter than he wanted to be.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't hit that well because the red's only gone in off his red. Really, didn't hit that like it, but the yellow's gone in a position now where Mick can maybe use it
as a big if he can get underneath it.
Yeah, but it's how long he waits to do that. I'm not sure if he can do it straight away. Yeah, he sort of rushed that shot a little bit for Mark. Mark takes his time normally. I think he's just going to screw into the yellow now and hope it comes out nice. Putting a bit of side on this.
I think he's done it to avoid the yellow, didn't he?
Yeah, he has, like we're talking about, he has got the big pocket, but he's not. He'd like to have been slightly straighter on this now. And it's what the yellow does when the red connects with the yellow. Does it knock his other red a bit safe?
Yeah, it looks as if it's going to tie it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As it. Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
it's cleared it.
Got a choice of shots now. He can play the one that's nearest the pocket, thinner cut, or he can take the other one to the right hand corner. Yeah, he's going to take that one and come round. Hopefully hold it.
Yeah, hit it on the thick side, but still went in.
Yeah, it's done him a favour really, isn't it, thick? Big frame for Mark. This 6-2 would have been a long way back.
Yeah, there's you don't want to be giving Mick too big an advantage.
No, he'd like to have been a touch straighter. If he was straight on it, couldn't fail. But we've got to be a little careful now.
Yeah, he's just the wrong side of both reds, isn't he?
Yeah. Do you play it in off the yellow just to make sure you're on the next one? Or?
He's changed his. So is he going to screw back here and play the black in the middle?
Yeah, the black goes in the right middle, I think. Yeah, he just, as long as he gets enough reaction. He'd like to have been a little bit straighter on it, but he can just screw and take the black into the right middle.
Yep, that's safely down, and that was a good little finish from Mark in the end.
The first couple of shots didn't go really how he wanted them to, but he's sussed it out from there and took them out nicely.
Yep.
He definitely needed that one. 6-2 is a long way back to Mick, the way Mick breaks and the way Mick finishes.
Yeah, Mick had won 3 on the spin, so Mark stops Mick's sequence. Just having a look over on table number 11. That's still 4-3, so they're in a slightly longer frame over in the other arena.
Both players look pretty relaxed. There's no apparent nerves really. It's just another day at the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark will really be desperate for a ball now.
Yeah, especially what's gone on before.
Yeah, he's 2 frames, a big gap against Mick. You know he's going to get a lot of dishes along the way, so you really want to keep within 1 or 2, 1 frame of him, really. Got a better wide.
Yeah, that's yeah. A little bit congested.
A bit messy at the bottom end.
It's just while the rack's being removed, I'll just sort of remind everybody about the remaining events of this year's Supreme Series. And at the end of September, we've got the K8.com Classic. That's going to be played to black ball rules. And then we've got the season-ending Home Leisure Direct Grand Finals, which boast a whopping £51,000 to the eventual champion, which is the largest ever amount awarded in English 8-ball tournament history. So, have you looked at the these new Supreme rules that are going to be played for that event?
A little bit, mate. Yeah. I've been over to China and played in China, and there's always a few Chinese rules in there, and there's a little bit of mixture of black ball and world rules in there, and there's different things going. So yeah, I've looked at them. Viv, my partner's been involved in wording the rules, and the Lee Kendall's rules, but Viv's actually written down, made them into a rule set with the proper wording, etc. So yeah, I've had a little look at them. I think there's a couple of people a couple of things that'll throw people a little bit, but it's just actually adapting and being able to adapt to those different situations that are going to come up. But it should be attacking pool, I think.
Yeah. I know there's like a warm-up event, isn't there, in November, I think. Someone's asking actually in the stream, is that one-day tourney going to be streamed? I'm not sure that it is, but if a lot of the players who run the series have entered that tournament.
Yeah, I think because there's such big money, £51,000, people want to go to the warm-up event just to actually, because it might be the one chance to actually have a go at those rules.
Yeah.
So. Mark's gone all in here and left himself a double, I think, on his yellow, and just...
yeah, it's gone pear-shaped, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's actually... His first shot didn't come out that great, and he's just pretty much decided, I think, that he's going to go just leave a double and hope it comes out nice. But yeah, it's good to see that for £51,000, it's a massive pot for this game, and obviously with the 2 different sets of rules we have, it's made it fairer that we've got a sort of a hybrid rules.
Yeah, for such a big amount.
Yeah. It doesn't favour the black ball or the world rules players. It's
a combination.
Yeah.
So that was a good recovery double.
He's got the clip now to the left-hand corner, and you'd actually think if he got the pot that these should come out nice. Really, you'd be unlucky not to
be on one of them. Yeah.
To be fair, he could pot both yellows, which probably wouldn't be good really, because it only gives him 1 yellow to land on.
He's got the pot. How's he?
That could have been great.
Could have been kinder, couldn't it? Could have been a lot kinder. I don't think the yellow goes into the top, into the green pocket. I don't think there's enough space. No.
But it's a big old stretch to cut the one in. I don't think he's... I'm not sure he's got that shot on either.
So it looks as if middle is his only option. But how does he navigate the cue ball around the tape? Well, is there a gap up? That looks a bit...
Looks a little tight. It's tempting, isn't it?
Well, he's looking at the middle, so he's obviously not entertaining that anyway. So Can he hold it in some sort of way that he
I
can?
think he can leave himself some sort of cut, maybe.
That's good. Wow, that's a good shot,
Yeah,
really. I
he's
mean,
done
that's
well,
the best
but
he could do, isn't it?
The black doesn't go into the left corner, so he's still, even if he cuts this in, he's got to play a positional shot to have a shot on the black.
Is he looking at coming up and down, do you think? Or
No, what he was doing with his cue there, it looked like he's just willing to sort of take his medicine and leave himself a tough black somewhere near the line and just cut it down to the same pocket he's going to put the yellow in. That's a great effort. Deserves to be on it.
Yeah, he deserves. That's a fine shot,
It's a
isn't it?
great shot.
Great shot from Marc Farnsworth. So again, this is going to be his second sort of real humdinger, a clearance in the match.
He's put that on a sixpence there.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Some finish that.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? This is the kind of pool we were expecting, really. Some top quality finishes like that. So over on table number 11, Phil Harrison's managed to draw himself level against Max. So we just see the cue there, and well,
just stopped lovely for him. That I thought that was going to roll a bit further and leave a slightly more missable black. I think it'd have still been fine, but it just stopped. It just held up nicely for him. Yeah, Mark will be feeling good about himself now. He's not done much wrong, really. He's had the trickier finishes. He's pulled out 2 monster finishes, really. Maybe one frame that he could have won that he hasn't, but he'll be happy to be 5-4 down at this, the way the chances have gone.
Frame number 10, Mick.
Okay, so it's
5 frames to 4.
Mick to break here. I will be shortly leaving the commentary box to actually make my way back home to. Unfortunately, I've got a train to catch. I'm pretty good. I'm going to be missing the end of this match, and then obviously the final. Having been here most of the weekend, it's been a pleasure to be here. Gareth will be back to here to commentate for the remainder of this match. Like I say, we really appreciate everybody sort of tuning in. You know, all your comments on Facebook, Twitter, over on YouTube. We would really appreciate it if you could, you know, if you like what you see, if you could, you know, give us a like. If you could share the action amongst your friends, you know, not just your, you know, pool playing friends, those who might not have seen our sport before as well. We really do appreciate that. I'll just hold on just for 2 minutes, just in case Mick clears up in this visit. Over on table number 11, Phil Harrison's actually taken the lead over Max Noskos. Now he's 5-4 in front, so as we said, 4-2 down. I'm sure Mick, Phil wasn't worried at that stage. He's managed to take the next 3, and now he's in front of Max Nosko. So could we see Phil in his second consecutive final? Many thanks to everybody. Everybody's nice comments. you know, these weekends are, you know, very hard work, and like I say, we have been streaming on a number of platforms this weekend. So if I've missed people's comments or things like that, I do apologise. It's nothing personal. It's just we've got so many screens to look at. It's sometimes difficult to keep track of everybody. So like I say, I'll just hold on until possibly the end of this frame here from Mick. He's going about his business proficiently here. Yeah, he's played that well. Just killed the cue ball there. Over to the side of the table, there we go. So there's black for a breaking dish from Mick Hill. So once again, Marc Farnsworth pulled a worldly finish, and then Mick Hill responds straight away. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, everybody. Like I say, thank you everybody for the support this weekend. I'm gonna be leaving you in the able hands of former IPA world champion Gareth Hibbett. Thank you everybody for your time. Enjoy the rest of the match, and obviously the final later on.
Frame number 11, Marc Farnsworth to break, trailing 6 frames to 4. Time running.
How's it going, guys?
Not so bad, Deck. We've been joined by Declan Brennan. Been watching this game, Deck?
I have. Actually, it's just sitting there watching. I'm sitting with her watching it. Farnsworth's taken out a couple of mental finishes.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, actually. He's had to do a lot of work on 2 or 3 of his finishes, and
Yeah.
then he's come up dry or something the next frame, and the finishes haven't been a lot easier for Mick. It's just the way this game goes. But
Yeah.
Mick's taking his chances. So
Mick timed his break so well, doesn't he?
yeah. Mark's hit a good break here, but he's potted 3 balls, but it's still not easy.
I laughed at Gary Clark actually said every time he watches Farnsworth, he never has an easy finish off his break.
Well, I don't know. He seems to when he plays me.
Yeah.
It has. Mark's done. I mean, like you say, at least 2, if not 3, of Mark's 4 frames. He's had to really work for it. It's been tough.
Yeah. He's done well to actually keep himself in the match, considering.
Yes, yeah. When he got it back to 5-4.
Yeah.
And then Mick's took out another solid finish.
Yeah.
So
Graham's having a bit of trouble with his rack here. So doesn't think she's sort of a stalemate.
I think it's the fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
Both players looking pensive there. Rather her than me.
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy that. Need a couple of pints to keep your hand steady for that one.
Luckily, I don't drink. Yeah, so he's broke, and
I was going to say that.
Yeah, do you think he'll take the red to middle and just try and slide it past the yellow to take the red in the corner? It depends if you see the referee's hands there. Those two reds don't go.
I think they might go to well in the middle pockets maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
But neither straightforward. So
No, because if he goes yellows, he's got problems with yellows. So
yeah, I think he's going to go reds, but either or is not easy.
no.
As you said, I think he'll take the one to the middle first, and then get rid of the two reds up at the top and work his way down. But still.
Yeah, the two just below the black.
Yeah.
He's either going to have to develop or land plumb on him.
I think he's going to. He might play for the double. For his third red, and maybe play the white down into the.
Mark's got. He will be sort of feeling that he's having the hard finishes to do, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because the two reds behind the black didn't go.
Yeah.
He's just decided that he's going to. He's probably going to try and stun up and then get towards the line, isn't he, and take the yellow.
Yeah.
The yellow just above the line into the left middle, but it just requires one real good positional shot. But
Yeah.
do you think the black goes into the bottom corner, or?
No, I don't. Not in this angle. It doesn't look like it.
No,
does.
it doesn't, does it? So he's still got work to do to get on the black as well.
After the two finishes, I've seen him taken out. Though I wouldn't put anything past him.
No. He'll be feeling frustrated that he's played out of his skin really, and he's 6-4 down.
Yeah, but Mick's just a quality player. You're gonna have to play out of your skin anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, he's took his extension there. His time was running a little bit low, so he's took his extension.
Yeah. Just get himself mentally ready for going for it now.
Yeah, he's going to try and stun up off this one to take the yellow just above in the left hand corner, and it's just about his angles really then.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'd have got rid of these bottom two then.
I'm really surprised at that shot.
Yeah.
Unless he's actually played just high to leave himself an angle to come up, I'm not sure.
No, I think he's tried to go up for the one on the line there, because he's hit it quite hard, hasn't he? But I'd have thought he'd have tried to get rid of the bottom two and then come back down.
I'd be amazed if he's played for one of the yellows up in the bulk area.
He's obviously overdone it. Needs such a perfect angle the way he's gone now.
Unless he's looking to get the cannon on the red, full ball on the, I don't know.
I think he'd rather miss that and have the yellows in the same pocket, but I'm not sure that's on. It's better if that stays out, I think.
Yeah.
She's had a result there. Yeah, a little apology to Mick there. To be fair, that's Mark's first bit of run, really. He has had the harder work to do, so he's had a little bit of touch there.
Yeah, if that yellow drops in, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
He still had a pot on the yellow, though, to be fair.
Yeah, he did. He would have had some sort of shot. Now Mick's got the problem with the two reds just below the black.
Yeah.
That's quite clever, actually. Yeah, he's played the skill shot to play the safety next shot, I think.
Yeah.
That is pretty clever. I'm not sure what he's looking at there, but I think he's just going to bump the red on the left-hand side down the rail, isn't he? And just
let it hang over the bag.
Yeah.
Can't really see what Mark can do with that yellow up beside the red.
That was a clever shot.
Pretty much the only pocket he could probably pot the yellow, and he's blocked as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much Mick plays these rules, but he's seen a good shot there and got complete control of the frame.
He's got a brilliant brain for the game.
Yeah. No point chasing anything. He was in control. He's 6-4 up. Mark's not got his finish.
Yeah, he's just keeping him under pressure.
Yeah, he's just played the right shot. And got massive favourite.
Probably push this red to the top cushion. Ready, his only shot, is it?
Yeah, I think so. That's what he's tried, but it's He's probably got away with that, actually. It doesn't go, I don't think. I think it just sort of bounce this red out and leave the white touching the yellow, or virtually touching the yellow.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be the shot. But he's looking at these reds. I wonder if that red goes, because
Doesn't look like it, does it?
It doesn't.
No.
well, I think it does go. 'Cause he's been at his eye
Yeah,
on
the way he's
finish.
queuing up, yeah, it definitely goes, yeah.
Lovely
Yeah.
10-second call just in the backswing.
It's got to be done.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought that went. Oh, what was the white?
Wow.
Wow, that was risky. That was risky. That was the only way he could lose the frame, by going in off there, and he's nearly done it.
I'm amazed
Yeah.
how he took that chance.
Yeah.
He has had a couple of wee bits of luck, without doubt. Ashley seems impressed.
She's on her own there now. There was about 8 of you Irish there last time I looked, and now she's on her own.
I know.
Yeah.
Ronan and Gary are just the way to catch a flight.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just going to try and sneak the white ball past the... Oh, is he stunning it to try and go into him? Or?
No,
He's just... Yeah, oh, I think he's touched
Just-
short, is he?
I think he's just made it.
Yeah. Looked like he was queuing down on that, didn't he? Like he was,
He does that. I think he does that a wee bit.
Yeah. that is absolutely perfect. Mick's white ball is so good.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, that's his main strength of his game. He just
Yeah.
makes the game so easy for himself with his cue ball control.
yeah, same with Mark, really.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier on, they're probably, cue ball wise, they're probably two of the best that's ever played the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark just takes his time a wee bit more than Mick, just
Yeah.
more calculated, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a money game going on down on table 3 as well.
Oh, is there? Is there?
Zach Shepherd's playing George Tierney for £100.
Wow.
The last I seen George was 5-0 down, pots the black in the corner, and White is in off, so it was 6-0.
Well, it's not his best day then.
He doesn't want to scare the backers, of course. He's got a bigger game coming.
Not George's best weekend.
No. He said he wanted to just make sure he's in the grand final so he could take the big one. I'll be careful.
I think his odds are going up by the second. I'll give you 100 to 1 if you want that.
Yeah. I'll let you have it.
And Zach Shepherd should be playing for more money than that, the amount he's winning, I believe.
Yeah.
So, he's having a great weekend.
Unfortunately, it's not the case for everyone because I'm not winning anymore this weekend.
Yeah, so Mark's that was probably his first mistake, missing that ball, and he's found himself 7-4 down. He's pulled out a couple of real big finishes, and he'll just be hoping that Mick goes dry now just to give himself a sniff in the match, because 8-4 is a long way back.
Yeah. Especially against Mick, because the way he breaks, it's just
Yeah.
you're going to expect him to get a couple off his break.
Yeah. Oof, that white was heading in the wrong direction, but he's got away with it. It's a great split, though. It's
Yeah.
a great split. It's going to have to be reds, and it is no yellow, so he's just going.
I think he just drops the red in the
Yeah.
middle and then plays one
Yeah.
down the cushion.
Yeah, he's got a couple down cushions, but as long as he drops that one in the middle first shot.
Yeah. Fancy him to get these there.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the red nearest to this one is his trickiest ball, isn't it, really? Just
Haven't looked at that angle, it's not as easy as it actually looks
No.
in the overhead.
because the one that's just above the black spot there on the line,
Yeah, it's,
that's not easy to get onto, really. It only really goes into a
yeah.
couple of pockets. There's
And by
no guarantee, yeah.
playing that one up the cushion, he's not really the red on the bulk end of the table. It's sort of awkward then because he's playing away from the red.
Yeah, yeah.
10 seconds.
You think he's going to get rid of the red beside it closest to him?
I think he'd like to be in a touch straighter on this, and he could have got rid of that next, but I don't think he can from that angle. Yeah, he's going to have to come back, which doesn't make it easy now, does it?
No.
He's going to have to... What he's going to have to do is sort of screw across and leave a straight one down to the bottom right and just run through, I think.
Yeah.
Both the reds go to the left middle, so if he gets a good angle on this next one, he should be fine.
Yeah. A bit short.
Yeah, a little bit short. Yeah, because he's going to have to put some side on this now, I think.
Yeah.
They only go to the left middle.
Sort of awkward kid as well with hand there.
He's got down pretty quick, so he must fancy it.
He's played that really well.
Yeah.
Made that look very easy.
Yeah, he did, yeah. He just played into an area there where he knew he'd be on the choice of two balls. Just slightly tricky angle he's turned up. He should be okay, I think. I think he just dropped the one in the left middle.
Yeah.
Dead weight, just leave the white sort of near the black.
Yeah.
Probably a touch harder than he would have liked, I think. But
to be a bit careful here, not.
yeah.
Sometimes you think it's very easy, it can be.
Yeah, he sort of. It wasn't his best shot, that one.
No.
I think he'll just screw it to the left-hand cushion to take the black in the right middle now, I think.
Yeah. It's just. He's to be careful he doesn't just clip the black on his way through.
Yeah. This is why it's so tough for Mark. Once you get a couple of frames behind, he's pulling out massive finishes to stay in the match, but
yeah,
then Mick's just breaking and he's not missing.
No, it's going to be a very important frame now for Mark. He needs to get a good break and get his get back on the scoreboard again.
He's got to win. Well, he's got to win 7-2 from here, hasn't he? So to do that against Mick Hill the way he breaks takes a hell of a lot of doing.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they get on.
They've both gone from a little breaks. So.
Well, there way for a wee break. I'm going to go get a drink. Would you like?
Yeah, so the other semi-final between Max Nosko and Phil Harrison's gone to 6-all. Played the same amount of frames, but they've split theirs, so Max is giving Phil a hell of a game over there. Both these players have gone for a little break, so we'll come back for Mark's break when he'll be breaking at 8-4 down.
Frame number 13, Marc Farnsworth to break, trailing 8 frames to 4. Time running.
Yeah, both players are back now, so it's Mark's break at 8-4 down. He desperate to get balls here now. He needs to, from this situation, he needs to take every single chance he gets, even to have a chance in this match. Oh, he's in off again. Oh, that's absolute disaster for Mark.
Just came back at a bad time for Mark there.
Yeah, I think it was just going to stay out and then it's gone kicked in, but he was always in that direction. And
Yeah.
you just can't afford to give Mick these chances. It's
No, I think that's really...
At 8-4, he needed to break and dish this frame, really.
It's just
the little...
exactly what he didn't want was laying off.
The little section around the triangle, it's hard to work out, but I think he could go reds or yellows here. Just use his free shot to open balls up, and they're both... There's not a lot of difference, to be honest, between reds or yellows.
I'll have a better idea once Viv gets the balls sorted out.
The shark rack out of the way, yeah. Obviously, the red she just moved there goes to the pocket she's put it nearest to, but it depends on the angle he leaves. I mean, he could try and develop. I think he'll leave that area, to be honest, and just develop the top left-hand corner where that red and yellow is.
Yeah.
And,
just be careful.
yeah, I think he'll sort of leave that as it is and just develop. Oh, yeah, he is looking at developing that. Maybe the yellow near the red behind the baud line goes.
Yeah.
And he's looking at developing the area around the black to then go for the finish. He's just developed one yellow to go yellow's next shot.
Yeah. Just give himself more options further down the table.
It leaves it a little intricate though with those four balls near the black.
Yeah.
He has to be pretty much bang on the position he likes. Yeah, Mark will be gutted with that break there.
Yeah, he will.
He needed to win that frame big time, and he's given Mick a massive opportunity here.
I fancied Farnsworth before the game started, actually, just by the way he was playing. I know he just about fell over the line against Marsh in the end, but all week he's been, for me, from what I've seen, he's been a standout player. Max Nosko's had a brilliant tournament, to be fair.
Max has been superb, yeah. He's had some great results, and he's not had many close games.
No, he's
to be fair, you can't knock Phil, really. Phil lost his first match, and then he's beat like world-class player after world-class player to get back in. So, I mean, if Phil wins this tournament, it'll probably one of the biggest.
To win one of these events is a great achievement. If you win two of them,
I mean,
what a season.
He's beat McCarthy, Appleton, Melling, and Clint Ianson to even get to the last 16. I mean, jeez. If he wins this, I think it was 6-all last. 7-6 up now, Phil. If he wins this semi-final and then the final,
amazing.
The players he's beat to win two of these on the trot, would be unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
And he just loves it as well.
Yeah.
Loves the battle.
So he's going to take the one in the middle of the table straight to the left-hand corner here and run through, I think, to the one over the right middle. It's not a gimme finish, this. I think.
No, he's just...
He could have maybe done more with his free shot to make it easier at the beginning.
Yeah. He could have even played the yellow into the reds and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just to open everything up a bit more.
Looks like with where the reds are there, he has to be perfect here now.
Yeah. Yes, but perfect.
Looks pretty good though. Yeah, just run it through slightly and take the yellow to the left middle.
Yeah.
Drop for 9-4. Easy as that.
Yeah. Just a couple of times Mark's breaks let him down. And
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's such a clever player, Mick. Though he worked that finish out well. I mean, a lot of players would have tried to develop, thinking that area was a little bit tricky, like we were talking about, and he knew if he got on the balls right, it was easy enough. So
yeah.
Mark's like he sat there, he's thinking I'm 9-4 down. He's pulled out 2 or 3 world-class finishes, and it's just his break 2-0s.
You just can't. You can't afford it. You can't afford it against Mick, can you? You have to. You have to break your best and take your chances. I haven't really seen much of Mick's games this week, but I've seen him complaining he had a sore neck earlier on in the week.
I spoke to him a couple of days ago. He has had a bad neck. Woke up with a bad neck, but maybe that's keeping his head still. And both these players have come through the winners' side as well, haven't they? They're both undefeated, and so is Max Nosko as well. There's only Phil Harrison that's still come through the loser side. So.
Yeah, and there's not too many people that get through the loser side from round 1.
Especially the draw Phil's had. Wow.
I know how tough it is because I started round 1 in the loser section. I won 3 games. But the 4th, he was just knackered.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I'm a young fella. Phil's not getting any younger, is he?
Yeah, I managed to get back in from the loser side from losing the first match, but it's a long way back.
That's right, you did.
Yeah.
Again.
Look at those yellows.
It's
just hits it so well, and just Mark will be sat in his chair thinking,
what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. He's had to pull out massive finishes, and he looks at the table thinking...
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah. The Auntie Doris will pot these.
Yeah.
It was his granny before, I've changed it now. It's so massive, the break in this game.
Mick is the best break in the world for me.
Yeah.
That's why he's the main man.
Yeah. You wouldn't think that probably in 2 minutes' time it'll be 10-4, and you wouldn't think that Mark's played bad enough to be 10-4 down in any match, but that's looking like how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tried to get rid of a little problem at the bottom end first shot.
Yeah.
So he
can even nudge into it if he's...
Yeah, he's just going to... I think he'll just sort of stump past it to take the bottom yellow one into the same pocket as this one.
Yeah. Gives you a wee bit more angle than you would have liked, though.
Yeah. It's such a reactive table, this one, though. He's putting a bit of right on side on it just to hold. Oh, he does run into it. Good call, Deck. Judges those shots so well.
Yeah. Made that look easy again.
Yeah. He can stun up for the plant here, or just stun up, and I think that's probably the shot. Actually, it's less dangerous, isn't it? Just stun up and play the plant next shot. Can screw out maybe and take the yellow in the middle. Touch overplayed, but he'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I thought the yellow might have went into the corner, but it obviously doesn't.
Yeah, I think stunning out and playing the plant was easy enough there, because you're going to have a ball over the pocket to come down for the black then.
Yeah.
It's probably looking at whatever angle he leaves, he's going to be taking the black into the bottom right, and he. So.
I should drop this in and drop the plant in.
Yeah.
It's looking like 10-4.
I don't think Mick's put a foot wrong in this match, to be fair. He's played really well.
No. Just a couple of times he's played the odd loose positional shot, but just managed to get on one. But apart from that, he's been faultless.
Yeah. Touch your bottom and left hand side, just screw along, use the cushion.
Yeah.
Perfect. Mick's white ball is probably the best in the game ever. He just puts it on a string every time.
Yeah. Definitely. Just all them little touch shots.
he'll be feeling good about himself now. 10-4 in the way he breaks, he's almost impossible that he can lose a match from 10-4 up the way Mick breaks. He's going to give himself two or three chances.
Since I've sat in the seat, this break has just been left rollings most of the time.
Yeah.
All. Wonder how Max is getting on with Phil. Any updates?
It's 8-6 now to Phil.
8-6 to Phil.
It could be.
Max was up in that game with Phil.
He was. I think he was 4-2 or 4-1 up. Yeah.
You have to boot Phil off that table to get him off it.
It looks like it could be a repeat of the World Rules World Final, couldn't it? Phil and Mick. Yeah. And the semi-finals of the last Supreme event as well.
Yeah,
Phil beat Mick, didn't he?
They're two hard men to shift in these events.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Just so consistent and so solid.
Yeah. Just one frame at a time now for Mark, and just hopefully he can get a wee bit closer. But
yeah, he just needs a good break here, get another one back, and then just take it from there. He's not really played badly enough to be 6 frames behind in the match.
No, it's just the way the game's went for him, hasn't it?
It is.
From 5-2 down to win them 2 frames to get the 5-4.
Yeah.
I think you'd have fancied Mark to kick on, but
Viv's just given an extra frame there on the thing. He was liking that. He's called it 10-5. He wishes it was, but. Got a better white that time, but he didn't really get the connection. They just didn't explode over the table like they should do, really.
No.
He sort of concentrated more on screwing the white back straight. And by first look deck, I think those yellows could be gone, couldn't they?
Yeah, well, just by Mark's reaction, I think.
Yeah.
Them yellows are.
Yeah, he just got one sort of.
Yeah, I think.
Tricky-ish one, yeah. Can screw into it now, I think, can't he, maybe? So reactive, this table, he could maybe just put the one near the referee's hands there and just screw into that red and yellow.
It was
he's no need to, really. It does go.
It is totally different to playing in the other tables.
Yeah, it's so much more reactive with the lighting and stuff.
Yeah, played Halcro on it yesterday.
Yeah.
It was, and then I had to go back on and I was like trying to adjust. But,
Mick loves the arena tables. He's always been class. He's no need to move that yellow. You can see from that angle there, it'll go, won't it? So he's just all the yellows have got a pocket. It's just go any way he wants here, really.
For the way he's been playing, I fancy nothing more than Mick to take these out again.
The way he's just sort of queued up, he might be looking at going into it because there's not a lot can go wrong, really. If he just maybe nudge the red, just leave himself a shot. Not convinced he played to move that one. I think he might have played into the red and yellow there, but still it's worked out all right. Black might only go to the left middle. Do you think it sneaks past those reds into the bottom right? Or
I think it just goes to the middle.
Yeah.
That's the only, just having to try and map out his route now to get onto that black.
The yellow in the bottom right is going to be after sort of near the right hand cushion to drop that in. But it's pretty basic stuff, really.
He'll be hoping to leave that to his last ball, really, just to drop it in for the black.
Yeah, he could actually stun right up table here to take this bottom one.
Yeah.
Then to leave the one to the left middle to screw across. And
yeah. That's the way I would go myself.
Still looking at moving balls. It doesn't really look like he needs to, but the way he's cued into that, maybe he's looking at screwing into the black and red.
He shot that perfect.
Yeah. I don't think it's opened it up much different than it was, really. I don't think he's gained that much by playing the shot, to be fair.
It's just I suppose opened it up for the corner pockets up at the top.
Yeah, possibly, yeah, but Still got a bit to do now.
Yeah. And, the black doesn't go past them reds, I'm pretty sure.
No, you'd still like to have it in the left middle, but it's hard to see which ball's going to leave you on the left middle, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's played that nice.
Yeah. Pretty good chip here. So it's going to be a tricky shot to get on this black from...
Yeah. The one over the left-hand bottom corner, he's going to have to play a decent shot to leave the right angle, and if he leaves the right angle,
yeah,
he should be okay. But it's been a solid match that Mick's paid. To be fair, I can't remember hardly any mistakes. He's had the luck of the breaks. Mark's been a bit unlucky. A couple of bad breaks that he'll admit he should have hit better, but
yeah. So unfortunately, it's just you can't afford bad breaks at this level.
No.
Looks a bit straight on, is he? Can he punch it out?
Punch it out maybe and leave a cut to come round.
He'd ideally like to get higher up the table so he could leave the natural angle.
Yeah.
He's going to play beside, yeah.
He's got a bad contact, or he's given a bit of. He wasn't happy with it anyway, so he wanted to be a lot higher up the table and cut it and come round.
Well, I think he's going to have to just screw it back into past the red, isn't he?
Yeah. It doesn't look a great angle, that though, does it?
No, I think he's just going to have to try and miss the red and leave the black to maybe the top corner.
As the green pocket, as you say, yeah, he's having the white clean, like he got a bit of a kick there.
Didn't seem overly heavy.
No.
Never really noticed the kick, to be honest. But
yeah, he wanted to leave like a half ball cut on the yellow, didn't he, really, and just come back round.
Yeah.
9-6 now, Phil Harrison over Max Nasco. So will he try and get it on in the middle? Yeah, he's trying to get it in the middle. Oh, a bit in between everything.
Still fancy him to get this back.
This is 9 out of 10 for me. He's going right corner. I think most people go left corner here.
Yeah, I would have went left myself.
Yeah. Oh, wow. He's finally missed the ball.
I thought he got down a wee bit quick to play that black.
I think he was just sort of... he didn't sort of look, and most people would have had a little look both sides.
Yeah, he just got down.
I thought left corner was like slightly easier. Still not left mark a gimme. If he gets his first shot, he's won the frame. But
no,
he's got to make sure he cues his first shot.
Yeah. One thing about Farnsworth, he's definitely good under pressure.
Yeah, slight reprieve there. Gives him a bit of a...
Well, you never know if he can win this. And Mick goes dry. 10-6.
Just cue this in.
Yeah, he's got top ends in.
This is his last problem really in this frame. It's just drop after this.
I thought Mick hit the black very hard as well.
Yeah, he did. Like you said, Deck, he did rush it a little bit. He was like, the match was over and he was ready to shake hands. And
it's a bit uncharacteristic of him. He usually strokes it in.
I think when you've got the choice like that, you normally go for the white ball was slightly to the left of the line as you look at the line there, and that makes it. You'd think that. Sorry, slightly to the right of the line. You'd think that makes it easier to the left-hand corner pocket.
Yeah.
It's slightly less of a cut by millimetres. I mean, it's very little difference, but I think most people would have thought it's easier to the other corner.
Yeah, I would have took it to the other. But I guess some people see it up different, don't they?
Yeah.
Different eyes.
Oh, it's good at these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nicely dropped in there.
Well, that's one back.
Well, it just takes one frame at a time and hope for the best, doesn't it?
Yeah. He needs a lot of luck off the breaks now to get back into this, but you never know. If he gets a couple more, Mick might start dwelling on that black a little bit.
Davy McQuillan just coming in to say good luck. He's heading back to Ireland now.
All right. Not had a bad weekend, Dave. He's had a decent little run.
Yeah. I think he lost to somebody.
Well, he lost to Lee Clough on the winner's side and me on the loser's side, so the Lancastrians have done him.
Yeah, he's enjoyed the pool this week though. Dave loves the game. Playing a long time.
He's a good lad, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, funniest man I've ever met. You'd never believe it, but my God. He had me and Ashley in stitches all week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Let's see how Mick's break holds up here.
Well, he hasn't had a bad break since I've sat in the seat.
Sort of looking like he thinks this match should be over, but I'm sure he's still happy with the situation, really. It's probably the worst break he's hit, and he's still.
Oh my God! Is that start there? It looks like it's in the pocket.
Yeah, it's not great though.
No.
To be fair, he's got the roll along the bottom cushion, then the drop to middle, and then they're there, aren't they? But it's his first couple of shots tricky.
I wouldn't fancy playing that across the cushion. Where that weight is.
No.
Oh. The little plastic in the corner pocket's just right behind the weight as well.
The angle's not bad, to be fair, though.
No.
It's not like it's the opposite angle where he has to run into the cushion. He's fancying for this.
Played that well.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the weight stayed out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of just the story of this match, really, isn't it? Like, Mark's breaks just let him down at the wrong times. And
yeah. A little bit to do it, though. It's not...
No.
I think the yellow above the red on the left-hand middle pocket only goes to one or two pockets.
Yeah.
Then he's got...
I think once he drops this in, he can leave an angle to maybe stun into that yellow and red.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, he's going to try and just
stun
nudge
across,
the red away, isn't he? I think from this yellow and then go into it next shot, maybe.
Could play both, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe it goes into the middle.
Might go into the bottom right corner, so he just stun across, take it in the bottom right corner, and then he's got his bond to the bottom left to come out for the black. He's not taking any time, so yeah, that's his shot. Just take this to the bottom right corner. He's cueing these like it's over, isn't he? He's not taking any time whatsoever. Just had that bit of luck from the break, not going enough, and
yeah, well,
can't argue with what he's done.
No, he's done. I think he's definitely done 4 in a row since I've sat down.
Yeah. I think Mark's hardly missed a ball in the match and he's going to lose 11-5.
Yeah.
Well, I
think will be a strong favourite in the final the way he's playing at the minute.
Just looking at the screen, I think Phil's just gone 10-6 up, so it's looking like a Mick Hill-Phil Harrison final. So
yeah, another battle.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good game and whoever's commentating, enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
All right.
Cheers.
See ya.
Doing all right till I twitched up.